The man with me now is David Shafer. He's the Georgia GOP chairman. Chairman, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate that. Real quickly there, we were taking a live look. Raffensperger, his folks, his office rather, giving a press conference. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know what he's going to be announcing today. No, sir.
All right. We'll continue to follow that. But meanwhile, here we are 2 years later, seemingly seeing double, if you will. This happening all over again there in Georgia. What do you expect?
Look, I feel good about the runoff election. I think Herschel closed very strong. You know, we had a good year yesterday. We swept every single statewide constitutional office without a runoff for the first time, every non-federal office without a runoff for the first time since 2016. We picked up a seat in Congress. We reelected our Republican legislative majorities, and Herschel forced Raphael Warnock into a runoff. You know, one of the things to keep in mind is that Warnock was the only Democrat incumbent on the ballot. And so a lot of the reasons for the runoff is the fact that Warnock was the strongest of the Democrats that we were running against. He was elected just 2 years ago. He was elected in a way that left him relatively untouched during most of the 2020 Senate campaign. The two Republican candidates were attacking each other and allowed Warnock to build up strength and win that runoff election by the biggest margin of anyone. And so Herschel had a lot of work to do, both introducing himself and exposing Raphael Warnock, and he did that well. He closed strong, and we're going to win in a little under 4 weeks today, I believe.
And this is not a new scenario. We've seen what played out. Georgia was front and center a couple years back, and now again front and center. Now, you know, recently here, as you see the votes here, no one met that, neither candidate met the 50% threshold. But we do know this. I believe the Democrats have already pumped in around $7 million so far. And again, this is just really in the first few days of knowing there is a runoff. You know they'll throw their heavy hitters down in Georgia. They did this already. What is the strategy of Republicans this go around? Well,
this is the fifth United States Senate race to actually be forced into a runoff here in Georgia. The first was in 1992 when Paul Coverdale, the Republican, forced White Fowler into the Democratic incumbent into a runoff election. And you know, I think you'll see it'll be all hands on deck. A lot of our strong Republican elected officials were focused on their own reelection efforts on Tuesday, and I think that they'll now swing behind Herschel Walker. I think you'll see that we will assemble the resources that we needed. Herschel was outspent in the general election and still performed very strongly. There are more Democratic billionaires than there are Republican billionaires, and there's all kinds of dark money that pours into these races, but Herschel overcame that, and Brian Kemp overcame that, and we finished very strongly, and I think that momentum will continue through the runoff.
Chairman, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I have to ask you, do you want former President Trump in Georgia campaigning for Herschel Walker?
Well, those are strategic decisions I think I defer to the Walker campaign on, but we definitely want his help, and we need the support of his supporters. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of people here in Georgia and millions all over the country that seem to only vote in elections in which he is on the ballot. So he has a very strong following. We need his help getting those voters out for Herschel Walker. What form that help takes is something I defer to the campaign on.
I'll go to this, too. Thanks for answering the question. Really quickly, I wanted to play this. Walker giving a spirited speech, and we have a clip. Here's that.
Guys, we got a pony at the end of this right here. I can tell you this right now. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm like Ricky Bobby. I don't come to lose. And I told you, he's going to be tough to beat. He's going to be tough to beat, but let me tell you what, he got the wrong Georgia here, don't he?
Yeah, he seems in good spirits there. Obviously, those questions will be left up to that camp. But just final thoughts from you, Chairman of the GOP there in Georgia. Spirits, how are they? What is the attitude in this race moving forward, sir?
Well, number one, Herschel Walker is a great competitor. I mean, he was a college football star, a professional athlete. He was an Olympic athlete. Every first-time candidate, and I've worked with a few, takes a little time to get into their groove. But as this campaign closed, he was in his groove. His spirit is strong. Crowds respond to him like I've never seen any other crowds respond to any other candidate for a state office. And, we had a good day yesterday overall, and I think that's going to continue in the runoff election less than 4 weeks from now.
That is the GOP chairman there in Georgia, David Shafer, joining us live. David, good to see you. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you.